Streaming. What's up, folks? How are we doing?
Busy parking lot here.
I
wonder why.
Well, that's because we got a big-time volleyball match going on right now at Historic Memorial Coliseum. As far as the latest that I saw was that Kentucky was rolling, got set one, and in continuing that momentum into set two. So shout out to the volleyball girls as they are one victory away tonight, away from going to the Final Four. So that's how we're starting this. That is the number one priority as we speak right this very second. What do you got to say about the Volleyball Cats?
The Volleyball Cats, going for the program's second Final Four, going for their second ever national championship. I went to the game on Thursday, the match on Thursday, and it was the most fun I've ever had watching one team just beat the hell out of another.
Agree,
the third set was awesome.
I went the very first round, and that was so much fun. I loved it.
A lot of fun, and it was nice because it literally took 80 minutes for UK to just destroy Cal Poly, so that was kind of an unfair matchup. And hell, they might do the same thing to Creighton right now, and you almost hope they do, because then you can just go down to Rupp.
My live sidekick reporter via text, my wife, says Kentucky kicking ass and taking names right now.
Sweet.
So shout out to the Cats. Yeah, that's awesome.
You would like that one to end quick. You want get everyone down to Rupp as soon as possible. They got free shuttles going on if you got tickets to both games, I believe.
So that's what we're doing right now. We're headed down to Rupp Arena for Kentucky taking on the Indiana Hoosiers in the mustest win of all must-wins here tonight at Rupp Arena.
Until next week against St. John's, when that one's a must-win.
Yeah, let's just not even talk that into existence. So tonight is the night. The 0-4 streak is going to end. Kentucky has to get this done against Lamar, Wilkerson, and the Indiana Hoosiers. We're heading down early right now to catch Mitch Barnhart's interview with Tom Leach on the pregame show. We want to make sure that we're settled in for that one, because there's some stuff been going on this week. I don't know if you're familiar with that. Yeah, just some stuff that KSR has been popping. We've been very proud of the work that we've done in confirming all of the, just the reporting and the confirmations that have come since then. We've been very proud of that work. So we're going to hear the kind of aftermath and the rollout of that with Mitch Barnhart tonight on the official pregame show. So until then, we'll deal with that when the time comes. But until that, we have a basketball game to break down, Zach.
Yes.
All eyes on Lamar Wilkerson, a guy that Kentucky desperately wanted in the portal. You may remember seeing him at Keeneland's winner's circle with Mark Pope, hanging out with the horsies. And
nothing more a college kid loves more than just hanging out with a bunch of horses.
Yeah, and Kentucky thought they had that one in the bag. It was very much in the bag there for much of the tail end of that. And then Darian DeVries got involved and made sure that they did whatever it took to get Lamar Wilkerson in the candy stripe. So what can you say about one Lamar Wilkerson?
Man, he shoots the hell out of the ball. 44 points when Kentucky was beating up on NC Central. Lamar Wilkerson was scoring 44 points against a bad Penn State team. Program record 10 threes. I think he was 10 or 15, 10 or 16, something like that.
10 or 15.
So really, really just high-level shooter. Kind of like a streaky shooter as well. Like Mark Pope kind of brought it to our attention yesterday at the press conference, talking about Lamar kind of having a little bit of a cold streak before. Like, he started the season, I think, shooting in the upper 50s the first 3 games. Then the next 6 games went 10 for 40, 25% until that game against Penn State.
We're familiar with those numbers here.
So it's not like he's this guy that's shooting 45% every single game. He's been kind of a little bit up and down. But when he does get hot, he's a kid that he's going to make a couple of threes where it looks like you got your hand in his face, and then all of a sudden he's just shooting the three anyways, and it's going to go in. That's going to happen a couple of times, and you're just going to kind of have to suck it up and play better defense next time, get up in his face a little bit more. He shoots 8 threes a game. I think him and Darian DeVries both have 35 made threes on the season.
Insane.
Which is crazy. So they have 70 made threes between them. I don't know what Kentucky's total number is this season, but I bet it's probably lower than 70. So you got it. He's number one on the big board for your scouting report, and he's not a guy that's going to get in and try and he's not going to try and live in the paint. He's not going to try and get to the free throw line a bunch. Not going to try and go grab rebounds. He's just a guy that wants to shoot, and he's really good at it.
The DeVries runs in the family, not just daddy's boy. The dude can hoop. Yes. What can you say about starting forward there for the stretch four, big wing that they got.
I think that's kind of the point right there. Is he's their stretch four at like 6'7". That's going to be a theme you'll notice with this team is they're not very big. They have Reed Bailey, who was starting all season. They came off the bench last game. 6'10" guy. Kentucky kind of very lightly. I mean, barely. Might not even have actually touched him. Like hovered their hand over him in the transfer portal. A kid from Davidson. So. But he's just all inside. Like, he just wants to slip screens. He wants to do the pick and roll. He wants to try and get a bunch of dunks at the rim. But DeVries as well, just very, very talented shooter. He's over 40% on his threes this year as well. Very experienced guy. Didn't really play last year much at West Virginia with an injury, but he's back this year and playing really well. So those two alone are just unbelievable shooters. And you have to be, I mean, I forget what Brandon Ramsey's saying is, but essentially you just need to be in these guys' shirts the whole game. And if you think that giving them a couple of inches is perfectly fine, it's not. They're still going to make them all. Most of them.
Yeah. Kentucky side, there's just so much to dig into. You got some momentum there with Otega away against NC Central, but they were 350th in Ken Palm. Not a lot to take from anything of that game. It was basically a 5-on-0.
And they played zone the whole time.
Yeah, it was a 5-on-0 game. What can you learn from, about yourselves in a game that's only about yourselves? But I thought we learned that Otega Owe kind of had that itch to him, the thing that we've kind of been missing there.
Yeah.
What else was there anything that you took away from that game that made you feel that Kentucky is in a better position tonight to take down the Hoosiers?
I don't want to read too much into Jasper Johnson playing well, just because, like I said, he got kind of bailed out on a couple of three-pointers to get some points. Was able to attack that zone, which won't be the case against Indiana. But it was nice to just see him get a little bit of momentum, get some confidence. Hopefully that can translate over. Like you were saying with Otega, like if he can play with the same effort that he had against North Carolina and kind of have that same effort defensively against, chasing around probably Lamar Wilkerson, I'd say that's going to be a great sign for Kentucky if he can keep that up all game. But like I said, you're not learning too much. You'd like to see Jaylen Low actually play this game. That'd be nice. I guess we'll have to wait and see on Mo Diabate unless you have any.
I don't have
on that one going
all
in.
I know is that he was a full go at practice yesterday. Looked very good. Went through like the coverages and game prep and like the actual scout for Indiana. So
nice.
It is his birthday. It is his birthday. Like, I feel like if you're on the fence, you're a 50-50 toss up.
You think the birthday will push you over?
And it's your birthday.
I mean, if especially with a big game, if this was NC Central, maybe you don't play him, or maybe you do. I don't know, because maybe it's like, hey, it's a light opponent. Let's get him out there, just have a little bit of fun on your birthday. Or are we reading too much into the birthday angle of it?
Yeah, probably, but
it's fun.
That's what we do. That's the point of being ridiculous,
of walking and talking.
Yeah, that's the point. So I don't know. We'll see. That's part of the reason why we're going in a little bit early. Going to see, how he's warming up, if he's warming up, just what that looks like. So we will see on Mo D. But Jaylen Low, man, like that's the one that I just keep circling and underlining and exclamation marking.
Lots of.
You gotta figure out what the hell you have with Jaylen Low, man. Like 4 games, averaging 4 points a game. 17 minutes, but those minutes have just been so inconsistent. And how valuable have they been against teams of substance? Really, Louisville's the only actual test that we've seen, and they just haven't learned much of anything about him fitting in with this offense. What do you expect from Jaylen tonight, assuming he plays normal minutes and we're not playing more of the funsy coming off the bench, suspended, benched in the first half, whatever the nonsense we got after the NC Central game? Full go Jaylen Low, what are you expecting?
Well, I think the matchup will be interesting because he's probably going to be dealing with one of Tatum Conaway of Troy fame from last year.
Remember him?
Did a good job
him
against
well.
Him in the NCAA tournament when he was with them.
I really liked him at Troy, but
he's very talented. He's got a lot of very high usage guy, like not going to shoot any threes, wants to get in the paint, wants to drive and kick, things like that. But very long, defender type guy. So if he's matched up on Jaylen, how's he going to deal with that? On the other end, Jaylen can probably go with their guy Connor Enright, I think is his name. He's like their 6'1" guard, so might be able to take a little bit of a mismatch there. But it's going to be hard because he hasn't had any time really to get into a flow with his teammates, and playing 8 minutes against NC Central in the second half surely didn't help him. I think there's going to be some feeling out with Jaylen going into this game, and you just hope that it doesn't take too long. And I would like to see him just start, but I don't know if that'll be the case, and but even if he doesn't start, he's going to come in 4 or 5 minutes in, probably pretty early. So you're going to need a big game from Jaylen. I think that's just kind of point blank. Period. Like, you can't have 15 bad minutes from him. You got to have probably 20 good minutes from him to have a real. Or like to make you feel better about Kentucky's chances, which I do think are better than Indiana's.
Yeah, I totally agree. While we're walking and talking, thanks to our friends at Parlor Pizza, my understanding, you got your first look at Parlor Pizza for the very first time?
Yes, I went after the volleyball match on Thursday.
Oh.
My fiance and I, we went over to Parlor Pizza, had, I forget, it was like a garlic parmesan pizza. It was really good. I had some wings, some beers. It was a good time.
That's exactly what we want to hear on the Parlor Parlor Pizza pregame walk and talk. Appreciate everything that they do. Have a blue Grinchmas. I'll be feeling a lot better if we can figure that out with a big time victory. Oh, we got some music here.
Oh, thank you. Oh. You want to see what my pin says? That is he a Santa Grinch? I'm not sure what you'd call him there.
Huck the Hoosiers.
You want to see this one, Steven? Huck the Hoosiers. I like it.
All right.
I'm not going to wear it.
You going to wear it?
No, I'm not going to put it on, but I'll keep it somewhere.
All right. Cool.
Put it on a hat or something.
We'll put it on you at the rapid reaction afterward if we win. I have appreciate our friends at Parlor Pizza. Shout out Parlor Pizza. We'll give our pregame picks here in just a minute. But have not appreciated how many Indiana fans I've seen at KS Bar when we were doing the pregame show at KS Bar. There were a lot of Hoosiers there. Don't love that. Yeah. Seeing lots of Hoosiers here on this walk and talk. So
Brandon Ramsey, our resident Hoosier,
I hope they get lost on the way
there
in.
tonight
It's easy for them knowing how they drive. It's very easy for the Hoosiers to get lost. So hopefully they're somewhere in like Iowa or something, thinking that they're on their way to Rupp Arena.
That'd be nice.
All right, let's get this thing rolling. Let's get the show on the road. Why you guys are here? Thanks to our friends at Parlor Pizza for our pregame predictions. How are we feeling, Zach? Is it time? Is now the time to get this monkey off our backs?
It has to be. And I was texting with Steven and Brandon about this earlier, but I think my biggest worry for this team is this game is Kentucky's defensive discipline, because Indiana's a team that wants to shoot a lot of quick threes, contested threes. They want to cut, they want to move, they want to get guys open and pick and rolls, things like that. So if you are not on your P's and Q's, you're going to get torched. And I think that's kind of my...
Look at that man in there. If we're allowed to
be
the inside of
the candy cane pants are definitely...
Come on, man. He's wearing a Trace Jackson Davis jersey, by the way.
Trace Jackson Davis, shout out.
Yeah, the OG.
Yeah, so if you really got to be locked in defensively for this one, and if Kentucky is, I think they'll be fine. But if you're not, you can easily see Lamar Wilkerson hit 5-6 threes, and then I think that would be very tough to overcome if one of him or DeVries hits 5 or more threes.
Kentucky wins second set, 25-13. So we are cruising. Cruising for a bruising. For my Parlor pregame prediction, I'm going with an 80.
I didn't even say a score.
Oh, go ahead and do it.
Go. You go.
I'm going 84-79 Kentucky wins. 85-79 Kentucky wins. They cover the spread. I am going with Jaylen Low as my game MVP. I think it's time. We got to know what we have with him, and I think he, didn't get the full experience. I picked him to have a triple-double last game. That obviously didn't happen. He didn't even
get 10 minutes.
Horrible, but I think now is the time that we get to see the real Jaylen Low stand up, and he's going to double it tonight.
Double.
10
minutes tonight for Jack's call.
No, 10 points, 10 assists.
I don't remember exactly what my score was for the prediction graphic, but I'm going to say Kentucky wins. I think it's going to be a little bit low scoring, actually. Okay. I think Kentucky's defense is going to be able to lock in on this one, hold Lamar and Tucker from going off. So I'm going to say 75-71. Kentucky wins this one. Give me 20 points for Ortega away. MVP.
There Parlor we Pizza go. But shout out Parlor Pizza. I love you. I adore you. Thank you for everything that you do. And we need this one, folks. We got to win this one. And hopefully we can get a nice week off and then prepare for a big emotional
whole week.
Whole week off and then prepare for a head-to-head emotional battle between Rick Pitino and Mark Pope. Got to get this